Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. There's an echo. Okay, I think it's okay now. Can you hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here. My bruv, I call him bruv, Mr. Adeolu Akinyemi. Thank you so much for inviting me over to come and speak to these amazing people this evening. My name is Shayo Alofe. I was born and raised in Ile-Ife, Osun State, Nigeria, to parents who were both academics. My father was a professor and my mom was a PhD holder. And they both lectured at the Obafemi Awolowo University. So I grew up in an academics environment. It was important to get a degree, it was important to go to school, which was what I did. But from a very young age, I was passionate about business. And I didn't know why. And I didn't see business around me. All I saw were Eficos, right? But for some reason, I just wanted to do business. I remember my father's friend asking me when I was probably like 10, 11, and he said, Chaya, what would you like to become when you grow older? And I said, businesswoman. Himself and my dad nearly fainted. They were like, what? Because back in the day, that time, all they knew about, or what the way they understood business, or somebody being a businesswoman, was a market woman. That was what they understood. And so for them, they thought, oh my goodness, this girl has missed it. Market woman. But I remember saying, I don't know, I just wanted to do something that had to do with business. Of course, I went into OAE to study economics. I finished with a 2-2. I wasn't that focused on education either. But I finished with a 2-2. I served in a bank, started working in the bank, and then relocated to the UK in 2002. So I've been in the UK for 20 years. By September, it's going to be 21 years that I've lived in the UK. Now, when I moved to the UK, I went into different kinds of odd jobs. I worked in McDonald's, I worked in Sainsbury's, I worked in Boots, I worked as a customer service person, and then I went into project management. I did my Prince 2 certification, I passed my foundation and my practitioner in one sitting, and I started working as a project management professional. And that was when I started seeing a huge change in my finances. This was back in 2004. And I did that for 6 years. And I remember sitting at my desk at work one day. At the time I had started a family, I had a little girl. I remember sitting at my desk at work and I was wondering if that was the only way to make money. Is it just going to a job that you make money? There has to be another way to make money. Can you still hear me? I can see can you still hear me? Yes? I'm trying to see. Can you hear me? Yes, yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sorry. Right, so I sat at my desk at work one day and I started wondering, there has to be another way to make money. It cannot just be going to work that you can make money. There has to be something else I can do that I'll make the kind of money I was making in my project management role. As a project management professional in the UK, I was contracting. It wasn't a permanent job. That was by choice because contracting paid you a lot more. You got paid every day, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I wondered if there was another way that I could still make that kind of money, but working from home, working in my own time, working around my family, being there to take my kids to school, to pick them up from school, take them for all their after school activities, just be a present mom, which had been my goal and dream for a long, long time. And so I went on Google, as people do, and I just typed work from home. This was back in 2004, I think it was. Yeah? Was it 2004? No, it was 2006. It was 2006. And I just typed work from home. And a lot of things popped up on Google, as they always do. a lot of work from home opportunities, work from home. That year, I must have spent close to 2,000 pounds trying this one, trying that one, trying this one. Of course, as with a lot of these things, if you do not get the right mentor and the right support, you're not going to get it right. And so I wasted about 2,000 pounds. I didn't do anything, but I got introduced to network marketing through that. I read a book by Anne Sieg called The Lies of Network Marketing. And I thought, lies of network marketing. I opened it. Of course, it was a clickbait because everything she wrote in the book was positive things about network marketing. And from there, I found another book, The Greatest Network Marketer by John Milton Fogg. And I read that book and my life changed because I finally saw what I was looking for. I finally saw the answer that you can actually work from home and earn whatever you want to earn. You can do it. And so I was like, whoa, if this man can do it, I can do it too. If women all over the world can do this thing, I can do it too. They're not better than me. Whatever it is I need to make it happen, I had better get on with it and do it. And I realized very, very quickly that I needed to find the right company with the right products, with the right mentor, the right support, and get to work. And so it took me another 6 years, right? No, 4 years, because this was 2006. It took me another 4 years before I joined my first proper network marketing company in 2010. And I was just excited about the products. I was excited about the possibility. I was excited about the fact that we could change lives. I was excited about the stories I was reading and about African Americans, Black people, because I don't know about you, me, whenever I hear stories about people doing well in network marketing, I want to know if they are Black or not. Because I'm like, if this person is Black like me, and they've accomplished that, it means I can do it too. And so in that company in 2010, I was able to hit the highest rank in 9 months. And I earned my first ever 6 figures in network marketing. I earned over $150,000 in 9 months. And I remember my best month in that company was July of 2010. I earned $40,000 in 1 month. It was bigger than my salary as a contracting person. And that day, I was like, wow, if I could earn this part-time, how much would I earn if I went full-time? And so at the end of my contract with that company, I told them not to renew my contract, that I was going to go full-time. And I went full-time. And I haven't looked back. This was October 2010. I've been doing network marketing full-time since October 2010. It's been 12 years. This year, October is going to be 13 years that I've been doing network marketing full-time. In the 13 years, of course, I've been with different companies. I remember this particular company that I started with, shortly after I went full-time, about a few months after, they started having trouble in the UK. And it was because they didn't do their due diligence, they didn't set up properly. And so after about a year, they had to shut down their UK operations. Of course, that affected my income, it affected my business, it affected my team. You know, there were times when I was tempted to go back into the labor market and find employment, back into project management and find something, but I never did. I tried, I just never did. Nobody called me, nobody interviewed me, nobody offered me a job, despite the fact that at this time I had introduced about 25 people into project management. And some of them had become managers that were hiring for positions in their projects. None of them could hire me. It just never happened. And each time I would just go back to what I had learned to love and enjoy. And each obstacle became a stepping stone to my next level. And so on and on and on I went until I became sought after in the UK and beyond. And companies will reach out to me to say they want a launch in the UK. They're looking for somebody to spearhead the launch in the UK. Was I available to do it? I had created a name for myself in the industry. And it was because I just focused and I had a dream. And that dream was I had to become financially free. I had to become financially independent. I had to make my own money. I wanted to earn multiple 6 figures. I wanted to earn millions in dollars. And I was just focused and nothing was going to stop me from doing it. And I kept on doing it. And the multiple 6 figures, it has happened multiple times. In fact, the million has happened. I just don't talk about it, but it has happened. Now, how did I do it? How did I get to this point? Mr. Kemi has asked me to talk about consistency and drive. Let's start with the drive. What drives me? What keeps me motivated? What keeps me going on every single day? What makes me post content on social media every single day? Why do I reach out to new people every single day? Because of a few reasons. The first one is it has to do with my story. I was married for 13 years to someone I met in uni, and I thought would be my happily ever after. But after getting married, or even before we got married, was the first time he physically assaulted me. Now, this may not, I think it's beginning to get talked about more in Nigeria, but growing up in Nigeria, it was like, beating a woman was, it happens, some of our mothers endured it. My mother didn't, but a lot of mothers endured it. People in Nigeria saw it as, it happens, it happens in most homes. It was kind of accepted in the society. But I married this man, and the abuse started even before we married. But I went on to marry him, and the abuse continued. Now, in the UK, it is a crime. It is a crime to hit anybody. It's grievous bodily harm, it's assault. If you hit your woman, your wife, or your man, because in some cases, men are the ones being abused, it is domestic violence. It's punishable by a custodial sentence. You go to prison. So this continued for 9 years in my marriage. I did not go to the police. I did not talk about it. I instead spoke to pastors, spoke to family members, people I felt would have an influence on him. None of that helped. It didn't stop until it dawned on me one day that, Shayo, this man could kill you. And if you die, what's going to happen to your children? What is the version of the story that's going to be out there? And so in 2012, after the birth of my last child, and he hit me again a week after I had this child, I decided I had to let the authorities know. So I called the police. This was 2012. And even at the time, I said to them, I wasn't going to press charges. I don't want to press charges. I'm not interested in anybody going to court. I just want the beating to stop. That's all I was after. And the police looked at me like, you must be out of your mind. Why wouldn't you press charges? I was like, no, I don't. He's the father of my children. I don't want to have to take my children to go visit their father in prison. No, I'm not doing that. Just let this thing stop. And so it stopped because they told him that even if she doesn't press charges, the next time it happens, we will take you to court. And so the beating stopped. But the emotional abuse, the psychological abuse, everything continued. So I was in this marriage that looked good to a lot of people on the outside. Financially, we were okay. We were both I was in project management, he was in IT. He was making good money, I was making good money. We had started acquiring properties together in the UK. We looked good to the people looking outside. I was a Christian, he was a Christian. I led worship in church, he played the drums. We were both in the choir. We looked great on the outside. But I was hurting on the inside. I was crying to bed every day. And I knew I had to figure something out. I had to find a way to thrive, despite the fact that I was in this bondage. I still had to figure out how to have an impactful life, how to have a meaningful life, despite the fact that I was in this marriage. And so the only thing I found at the time was network marketing. This was what I found. And gradually, I noticed that I had a voice. And when I spoke, people listened to me. I noticed that when I talked about opportunities, when I talked about business, I noticed that people bought products. People decided to join the business. I thought, okay, this is one thing I'm good at. All right, I'll keep doing this thing. Despite the fact that the man that should love me the most and support me the most is telling me that I'm not good at anything. But this is not what I'm seeing on the outside. My results are showing that I am good at this thing. So I'm going to keep doing it. So that pushed me to get to the top, pushed me to be the best so that I could impact other people. And you know what else happened? more women came out to talk to me about what was going on in their marriages. I was not talking openly about the domestic violence in my marriage. I wasn't. But for whatever reason, people would come to me and tell me what was happening to them. And it wasn't a women's meeting. It was a business opportunity meeting. It was a team training. And people will come out and talk to me about these things. And so I had to continue, because I had to continue to show up for them. I had to continue to support and encourage these women that found a platform to connect with me, and they could share their stories with me. Now, I couldn't be authentic. I couldn't be the person I was designed to be, because I was still living with my abuser at the time. I couldn't even step fully into my purpose, because I couldn't do what I was called to do, because it would have been living a lie. But I supported them in ways I thought I could at the time. And so that kept me going. I just needed to be useful in some way. And I needed to prove to myself that I could become whatever I chose to be, regardless of what else was going on in my life. And I know some of you are listening to me right now. Maybe your own doesn't have to do with domestic violence or domestic abuse. Maybe that is not what is going on with you, but I'm sure something else is going on with you, because all of us have issues. All of us have one thing or another that we're dealing with. And so I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to prove to you, that regardless of what it is that is a burden to you right now, you can still excel. You can still succeed. You can still become whatever it is you choose to become. And so I continued to move on in nail marketing. That was my drive. I had to create a life of meaning for myself. And so I kept on going. And until 2016, when I finally saw the impact of raising children in an abusive marriage, when I saw the impact it was having on my children, especially my eldest, I finally decided that I couldn't do it anymore. It was not fair to the children to have brought them into a toxic environment and make them suffer for my mistake. Because I had made a mistake in choosing the guy I chose. It was my mistake, had nothing to do with them. And so I had to correct that mistake, and I chose to walk away from that marriage. And that was in 2016. Now, walking away from the marriage allowed me to become true to myself. So I could now publicly speak about the issues I was going through and what I did despite the issues. And so now I publicly talk about these things. And this has even helped a lot more women come out and seek for help, and also get hope, knowing that regardless of their past, their future can be different. They know now that their past does not define their future. And your future has nothing to do with somebody else's opinion. It doesn't matter what they call you, and it doesn't matter who calls you that. You can change your name by yourself and determine what you want to be known for and make that happen for you. And so 2016, I walked away, and it's been an amazing transformation in my life and in the lives of my children. Now my children are a lot happier. We have a greater bond in our family unit. My businesses have exploded incredibly well. It's been amazing. And by March, it's going to make it 5 years that I've been with my current company. And as at September last year, when they calculated all my income with this company, had earned over $750,000 in less than 5 years with this company. And I'm saying all of that to say that you can change your life regardless of what your past is. So that has been my drive, what drives me. It has become my purpose to help people, show them that they can thrive again, they can rise again, they can bloom again, regardless of their past. It has become my life's mission to help people transform from where they were to where they need to be so they can become what they want to be. I call myself a transformation coach, and that's what I do. So that's my drive. Now, consistency. I have learned that for you to accomplish anything in life, you've got to be consistent. You've got to show up every single day. You've got to show up when you don't feel like showing up, because it's in those moments that what you do means more. It's what you do when you do not feel like doing it that creates more. That is what grows you. That is what builds character, right? Is what you do when you do not feel like doing it. And so you've got to develop the habit. Nobody is born with consistency. We just choose to do it. Everybody has the power of choice. You can choose to become a consistent person. You can choose to become a reliable person. You can choose to become a person of integrity. You can choose to become somebody other people will look up to. You can choose to be the best version of yourself. Not that you want to compete with somebody else. You just want to be the best of you that you can be. You can choose to be that. And so I chose to be that. Years and years ago, when leaders left my team, when I lost my team members to an upline who went to a different company and took my team with her, when I had people, leaders of our company, start saying bad things about the management of the company because they were going to go to another company, when we had products changed by the management, they changed the formula without telling us, and our customers started telling us the products were not working as they used to work anymore. When we had issues where products were not delivered for months and months and months, I had to make a choice. Shaya, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of leader do you want to be? So are you going to use the excuse that, oh, my upline took my team with her, and so because of that, I'm no longer successful? What are you going to do? So I made a decision to become the best leader there is. Not a leader that serves with what's the word I'm looking for? Not a leader that leads with power, but a leader that serves from the heart. I chose to be somebody that people would want to reckon with. I made that choice, that I would so grow, I would so develop, that I would be the best in my sphere so that I would attract the right people. I would so be great and be good at what I do that people would not follow anybody else. They're going to say, what? I am staying with Shayo. Wherever Shayo goes is where I go. I made that decision. And guess what? I have people that have been with me in my current company. They were with me in the company I was before now. They were with me in the company before that one. They were with me in the company before that one. I have people that are with me. They've been with me since 2012. Now, obviously, I'm not encouraging that you jump from one company to another. I'm not saying that. However, as it is with your job and moving on in your career life, it's similar to network marketing. It could take you a while before you find your home. It could take you a while before you find the company that your values align with theirs and you're willing and ready to sit and commit. Some of the move could be due to your faults, maybe because you didn't learn enough or you were not patient enough or whatever. It could be that, and it's okay. You don't have to hold yourself down or blame yourself for such moves that you have made. It's okay. It's all part of your journey. So I've made some moves in the last 13 years that I've been doing network marketing full time. But I've been with my company for nearly 5 years, and I'm proud of that. I think this is the longest I've been with one company, and I'm proud of that. So I had to work on me to become this version that can come on a Zoom and talk to you and share and have things that people wouldn't want to listen to. I wasn't like this before, but I made that conscious decision to have mentors. Mr. Akinyemi was one of my first mentors. I remember reaching out to him and I said to him, I'd like to learn from you. This was like maybe 2009 or 2010, something like that. It was in the days of holidays and cash or something, right? I reached out to him and I asked him to be my mentor. I was not even in his company. We were not working in the same business. And he said, sure. he would be happy to mentor me because I saw the success he was having in Nigeria. And I thought if a fellow Nigerian could be making waves like that in Nigeria, I would love to learn from him. And so we got close and I started working with him. And of course, we worked together in a company, although not for a long time, but we have maintained the friendship and the respect. And now we're family, right? So you need people you can learn from. You need people that have achieved what you want, right? Hold on to their coattails. Do not let them go. Whatever they tell you to read, read it. Whatever they ask you to do, do it. Learn from them, right? Consistency is what we're talking about. So I was saying that consistency, nobody's born with it. It's something you develop. It's a skill you develop. And it's something you choose to do. You just choose to do it. So maybe there are things that you can do that would help you be consistent. Maybe put it on your phone calendar as an item you have to do every single day. There are things I put in there. I have a diary item for drinking 3 liters of water every day. I have a diary item for going to the gym. I have a diary item for eating right. I have a diary item or calendar item for so many different things that I have made a commitment to doing every single day. One of the things is to post on social media every single day. I follow people that are extremely successful in our industry, and that is what they say to do. Post on Facebook, post on Instagram, post on TikTok, go live every day. Now, that is one thing I'm still struggling with. I don't go live every day, but I go live, maybe once in 2 weeks or something. Some weeks I do like 3 times a week. Some weeks I don't do at all. I'm not consistent with going live yet, but I will be. Do reels every day. I do reels every day. I do TikToks every day. I post in my stories every day. Reach out to new people every day. Tell them about your business every day. Every day. That's consistency. Why are you doing it? Why? Because people must know you. That is the only way you're going to have impact. Because people must know that you're there. Everybody you talk to will not be ready on the day you talk to them. But if they're ready in 2 months' time, will they still find you there? Consistency. You have got to decide to show up every day. Nobody can do it for you. There's no pill you can take that will make it become consistent. It's just your determination, is you. You just choose to do it. And you've got what it takes to do it. So I believe I've touched on the 2 things you wanted me to talk about, drive and consistency. And it's exactly 30 minutes. I'm getting better at this thing. I usually talk a lot, but
Okay.
Right, okay. Back to you, sir.
So thank you very much. So any questions?
Thanks very much. My question is, how do you handle rejection? Personally, how do you handle rejection? Your response to rejection.
How do you handle rejection?
How do I handle rejection? Oh, that's a good one. Well, years ago, I think it was in my first company, 2010. I heard a leader say, some will, some won't, so what? Somebody else is waiting. And some of you know that lady. Her name is Stormy Wellington. She would say, some will, some won't, so what? Somebody else is waiting. It's realizing that when people reject the opportunity, they're not rejecting me, so I don't take it personal. And people reject for whatever reasons. It could be that the timing is not right for them. It could be that they're not in the right mindset to even do something like this. It could be that they cannot afford it. And frankly, it could be that I did a bad job of showing them what I do. So I need to take responsibility too. It's not usually all the time that it's their fault. It may be that it's my fault. It may be that I didn't approach them the right way. It may be that I didn't listen enough. It may be that I wasn't patient enough with them. For whatever reason, they said no. It's okay. Learn and move on. Learn and move on. Learn and move on. I never dwell on any rejection. I never, ever, ever dwell on it. because I've learned that it's not personal. They're not rejecting me. They're rejecting the opportunity to either improve their health or improve their finances. And that is on them, it's not on me. But I don't burn bridges though. That's another thing we need to learn. I don't burn bridges. I don't fight somebody who says no. I just say, okay, that's fine. Thank you so much for your time. And then I have a book I put to them. In 3 months' time, I reach out to them again. How are you doing? Has your circumstances changed? Does that help?
Very, very much. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Anyone else? Question? Who?
Thank you very much. Sorry, we appreciate you. I want to ask a question. I know maybe it's a bit personal.
Sorry.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear your voice, but I can't make out what you said.
I said about your marriage.
Yes. What's the question? Go ahead.
The question is that the experience you got during that period, were you able to replicate it or use it to mentor women? Do you have women group that you mentor at least to let them know appreciate the mistakes and be able to take care of themselves in case they meet themselves in the situation you met yourself? That's just the question I want to ask.
Fantastic. That's a great question. It's interesting because over the years, a lot of people have asked me the same question, Child. Do you have a mentoring group? Do you have a mentoring class? Do you coach women? Do you empower women? And up until recently, my answer was no. I didn't have a program created to help women in those situations. But I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I just decided to create a Telegram channel where people that find themselves in that situation or they know somebody, they can just join the channel. I still do not have a program that I run or a course. I don't have anything like that. But every now and again, I post information in that Telegram channel. Maybe it's a video I did, or maybe it's a reel I did, because I do reels and TikToks that I talk about things like this, about things to look out for, how I got over this quickly, how I became unstuck, how I was able to find myself, all of those kind of things. So I share those things in the Telegram channel. I think at some point soon, there's going to be a program that I will be able to take women from where they are to where they ought to be, the mindset work they have to do, to coming out of the victim mentality and beginning to see what happened to them as something that happened for them. A lot of people do not realize that, yes, it happened to you, but you can use it to your advantage 100%. When I say advantage, I don't mean in a callous way. I mean, you can learn from it, become better, because I'm telling you, if I didn't go through those 13 years of abuse, you wouldn't have this version of Shayo talking to you. I wouldn't be this strong, independent, extremely successful, somebody who loves people and loves to help other people. I wouldn't be this empathetic. I wouldn't be this person that wants to see other people thrive and succeed. So those 13 years, I do not regret them. That's what I say to people. I actually don't regret those 13 years because they made me who I am. And so you as well, whatever it is you've been through or you're going through, stop seeing it as something that happened to you. Stop seeing it as something that came to take away from you. Stop seeing it as something that made you fail or not accomplish something. You can turn that thing around and it could become the best thing that ever happened to you.
Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so a very quick question from me here. Somebody is sending this question through. Person is asking, this is the longest you've been with the network marketing company. Looking back, will you say you have grown or this is a better company?
That's a good question. Thank you so much for asking that question. Yes, it is the longest I've been with one company. And I would say it is because I have grown. It's because I have grown. It is because I have grown. Because in the past, if I look at all the other companies I've been with, some of them are still in existence. Many of them no longer are here. Many of them are dead, but some of them are still here. And could I have still stayed with them and still succeeded? Most likely, because I've learned that your success has nothing to do with the company or the products. Your success is about you. So it's growth that has done it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a great opportunity to listen to you today. While you are discussing with us, you mentioned something about mentoring. And specifically, you said you go directly, you went to CA that you wanted to be your mentor. My question now goes to us, is it compulsory for somebody to go directly to the person that you feel to be your mentor? And what are the things to look for in the life of the person that you want to choose as a mentor? What are the characteristics? How to choose a mentor so that one will be able to choose right? Or should one be looking at that person and how well that this is my mentor? Let me be watching. Okay, this person do this, let me do it. What are the things that entail mentoring?
Fantastic, great question. So mentoring, you can have different kinds of mentors. You can have book mentors. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
You can have mentors that you only get access to them from reading their books. They don't even know you exist. You can have those. You can have mentors because they are your leader in your company or in your business and you're learning from them. You're watching how they're doing things. You can learn from them. You can have those. You can have mentors that you actually reach out to and ask them to mentor you. That is going to be done by qualification, right? Everybody you reach out to cannot accept to mentor you. There has to be something that you are also bringing to the table. You know, if they're going to be given their time to guide and lead you, you've got to show that you appreciate that time, right? So you can have mentors that you reach out to and ask, which was what I did with CM, right? You can have coaches or mentors that you pay for, right? You pay for. Now, for a very long time in network marketing, my journey, I didn't pay for mentoring. I just thought, no, I'm learning enough by all these free videos and all these things. No, I'm not paying anything. But in 2018, one of my leaders in this current company, he said to me, Shayon, for you to get to the next level, because I wanted to earn 6 figures in my current company, earn 100,000 for the very first time in my present company. And I said to him, this was my goal. He said, well, for you to earn that, you need to invest in your personal development. I was like, but I go for meetings. I said, no, you need a coach, you need a mentor. And in 2019 was the first time I paid $10,000 for mentoring with Eric Worre. Same year, I paid another $10,000 for Fraser Brooks 1% Club. So I think it was the following year. So in the space of like 2 years, I spent $20,000 on mentoring, on coaching. I paid for it. Now, these coachings I paid for were not the highest that these people offer. Eric Worre still does over $100,000 coaching one-on-one and whatever. But what I'm trying to say is paying for this thing gave me access to these people. I could send questions. I was actually supposed to go into Eric Worre's house for the event summer of 2020, but COVID happened and we couldn't travel. So I joined them online for my version, but it wasn't the same thing as if you were there physically. But since then, I've decided to stay with Fraser because I just like Fraser's style. And I've been on 3 events with Fraser. Is it 3 now? No, two retreats, which is just about 30 of us with Fraser, or 35 with Fraser. You can imagine that we have that connection, we have the time, we have that one-to-one. I can pick his brain. I have access to Fraser 24/7. I can message him now and he'll reply. I bought that time with him. So when it comes to mentoring, there are different ways to go about it. But I believe as you grow in your journey, you will access different levels and different types of mentoring. But you can definitely start from just reading a book or from just following them on social media. Now, a lot of these good leaders in network marketing, they have free content that they make available. You can get a lot of value from just following them, watching their videos, their short trainings that are free. You can do that. So that is a way to learn from them. But if you want to fast track your success in network marketing, you need to pay for mentoring. It doesn't have to be $10,000, but you need to pay somehow.
Awesome.
That will fast track you big time.
Okay, I hope question answered. Now, there's another question. I think the final question, so that you can catch up for your next meeting. It
Yes.
says, here, looking at the network marketing industry, what will you say is the future? Are Gen Zs, millennials, and the next generation, are they embracing the industry? What do you see coming up?
Good question. Network marketing is here to stay. Network marketing is not going anywhere. It's going to be here for forever, forever, forever. The difference could be the way we market it, is the way, the tools that we use. That is what would continue to change. And it's important that we change with the times. We change with things as they change. We need to evolve. Many people have chosen not to evolve with social media. They are on the losing end. Oh, I don't post on Facebook. I don't post on Instagram. I don't put my business out there. Well, the whole world is online right now. Everything, you imagine what happened during COVID. We couldn't go out. We couldn't do face-to-face, nothing. If you were not online before COVID, you would have lost a lot of money during the COVID era, right? So we need to evolve with the time. Gen Z, millennials, whatever, when all of these children, everything we do is all about referral marketing anyway. It's going to continue to grow. The tools, though, may differ as we grow. And so I would ask that you embrace the changes and learn new technology as it comes out. Now they're talking about ChatGPT. I haven't looked into it myself, but it's something I'm saying to myself, Shia, look into ChatGPT and see how you can start using this for your business. ChatGPT is artificial intelligence. It has come to stay. There's nothing we can do about it. That thing is more human than some humans. It's crazy what it has the capacity to do, but it's here, right? So that would be my take on that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
A few more questions. So this question is a question I usually ask anyone that speaks with us. How, so just your perspective. One, are you still recruiting? You still recruit for your business, or you have grown far from recruiting? And how big is your organization today? Just to give us inspiration on what is possible.
Do I still recruit? Oh my God, yes. The day you stop recruiting is the day you start dying. You can never stop recruiting. Never, ever, ever. The last person I recruited was about a week ago, about a week ago, I think was the last person. About a week ago. And she recruited her own first person like 3 days ago, right? In the last 2 weeks, I've recruited like 4 new people into my business personally. In 5 years that I've been with my company, I've recruited over 150 people personally in the last 5 years. That's not a lot, considering that people do that in 2 months. It's taken me 5 years to recruit 150. My team is now 32,000 strong. About 14,000 are customers and 16,000 are business partners. So about 32, something like 32,000 strong. And my team is spread across about 6-7 countries. What else? That's it. I've answered your question, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Please celebrate. there anybody's question that will miss out on? Comment. Okay, sorry, was comment.
Okay.
I like question. Comment. I think comment.
Good evening, and thank you very much for the session. My name is Diana. And I just wanted to say that your story is quite inspiring. I was really touched by your story. I wish you well. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. It's an honor. I love doing this. I love sharing. Yep, I'll do this every single day of my life. I absolutely love it.
Okay, in the absence of any other questions, I'd like to say thank you very much, Shira. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa. Let me allow you. Thank you so much. And
Bye,
thank you,
everybody. Bye. Mwah. God bless you. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.